Hello, and a very warm welcome to you. It's wonderful to have you here with us at English Made Easy. If you're new here, our whole mission, the reason we exist, is to help you learn English in the simplest, most natural way possible. We cut through the boring textbook stuff and get straight to the language you can actually use. The language that helps you think and argue and connect with people. Today, we are diving into one of the biggest questions of all time. Can money buy happiness? Now, this isn't just a philosophical debate. This is about building a strong, solid argument. It's about learning how to state your opinion clearly and support it with points that are difficult to knock down. I'm going to share my personal view on this, and I'll walk you through, step by step, how I build my case. Along the way, we're going to pick up some incredibly powerful, advanced vocabulary. I'm talking about words that will make you sound not just fluent, but truly articulate and persuasive. And I know advanced words can feel intimidating, but the whole point of this channel is to make them easy. I'll explain why these specific words are so useful, not just for exams, but for winning a debate, for expressing complex feelings, or for writing a powerful email at work. They are tools, and I want to put them in your hands. I really want this to be a conversation, so as I make my points, I want to challenge you. If you disagree, if you have a different perspective, or if you think my argument has a weakness, please let me know your counterpoints in the comment section below. I'm genuinely curious, and it would be so interesting to hear from you. Here's my promise to you. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what these new words mean, how to say them, and when to use them. You'll have seen them used in a real, practical argument. To get the most out of this, I want you to say the words out loud with me, even if you're just whispering to yourself at your desk. Try to copy the sound, the rhythm. I'll be speaking at a natural pace, just like a native speaker would, so you can get used to the real flow of the language. Let's begin. So, the big question is on the table. Can money buy happiness? My stance is this. Yes, money can absolutely buy happiness, but only up to a certain point. After that point, its power dramatically decreases, and if we're not careful, the pursuit of it can even start to steal our happiness away. It's a tool, not the destination. Let's build this argument together. To make a strong case, we have to start at the very foundation of human experience. Forget about sports cars and mansions for a moment. Let's talk about what it feels like to have nothing. Imagine the feeling of waking up and your first thought is, will I eat today? Or, can I pay the rent to keep a roof over my child's head this month? This isn't a life of dreams and goals. It's a life of just trying to get through the day. This state, the struggle for the bare minimum to survive, has a name. It's called living at the level of subsistence. Let's look at that word, subsistence. Say it with me. Subsistence. Subsistence. The stress is on that second syllable, sis. Subsistence is a noun. It refers to the absolute minimum of resources, like food and shelter, that you need to stay alive. It's not about comfort, it's about survival. A synonym you might know is survival itself, or livelihood. So when someone is living at the subsistence level, they're earning just enough to survive, and nothing more. There's no room for savings, for fun, for error. This kind of life is filled with a constant humming anxiety. Every unexpected bill, every small sickness can become a catastrophe. Your world feels unstable, like you're walking on a tightrope with no safety net below. This feeling of being in a dangerous, uncertain situation has a perfect word to describe it. The word is precarious. Let's say that one together. Precarious. Pre-care-e-rious. us. Precarious. The stress lands on the ka in the middle. It's an adjective, a word we use to describe a noun. You could say, he has a precarious job, meaning his job is not secure. Or, they lived in a precarious financial situation, meaning they could lose everything at any moment. Precarious means something is not secure. It's dangerously likely to fall or collapse. It's a bit like unstable or insecure, but it carries a much stronger sense of immediate danger. Imagine a stack of books piled so high that it's wobbling. That stack is precarious. Now imagine your life is that stack of books. That's the feeling. When you were in this state of subsistence, in this precarious position, you aren't thinking about finding your life's purpose or exploring your passions. Your brain's entire focus is on survival. Happiness isn't even on the menu. What you're looking for is relief. You're looking for a way to lessen the pain, the stress, the fear. And this is the first, and I believe the most important thing that money can do. It can alleviate suffering. Here's our next keyword, alleviate. Let's try it. Alleviate. Alleviate. Hear that stress on the second syllable? Lee. Alleviate. Alleviate is a verb, an action word. It means to make a problem or a suffering less severe. It doesn't mean to solve it completely, but to make it better, to make it more bearable. It's very similar to words like relieve, ease, or reduce. For example, you could say, this medicine will alleviate your headache. It makes the pain less intense. So here is our first pillar of our argument. Money's most powerful and undeniable ability is to alleviate the suffering that comes from a precarious, subsistence-level existence. When money comes in, it's not buying a fleeting smile. It's buying the ability to turn off that constant alarm bell of anxiety in your head. It buys a full stomach, a safe place to sleep, the ability to see a doctor when you are sick. It buys stability. It pulls you off that wobbly tightrope and puts your feet on solid ground. In this context, to argue that money can't buy happiness is to ignore the profound misery that a lack of money creates. At this level, money isn't just buying happiness, it's buying the very possibility of it. Okay, so we've established that foundation. Your feet are on solid ground. The rent is paid, the fridge is full. The constant gnawing fear is gone. Is that it? Are you now happy? Well, you're certainly not unhappy anymore. You've escaped misery. But true happiness, a rich and fulfilling life, is more than just the absence of pain. This is where the second major role of money comes into play. Money becomes a tool to build a life, not just to survive one. It helps to enrich our existence. Let's pause on that beautiful word, enrich. Say it with me. Enrich. Enrich. The stress is on that second part, rich. Enrich is a verb. It means to improve or enhance the quality or value of something. It's like adding nutrients to soil to help plants grow stronger and healthier. Synonyms could be improve, enhance, or develop. When you travel, you enrich your understanding of the world. When you read a good book, you enrich your mind. Money is a powerful agent of enrichment. It opens doors that were previously locked. Think about education. With money, you can take a course, learn a new skill, get a degree. This doesn't just improve your job prospects, it enriches your inner world, giving you new ways to think and understand. Think about hobbies, learning to play the guitar, taking up painting, joining a sports club. These activities bring joy, purpose, and a sense of accomplishment. They enrich our lives. And most of them require some amount of money for equipment, lessons, or membership. Money also allows us to have new experiences that broaden our horizons. It lets us travel, to see different cultures, to taste different foods, to stand in places we've only seen in pictures. These experiences are not just fun. They change us. They build our empathy and our knowledge. Sometimes we can even gain happiness from experiences we don't have ourselves, but that we see through others. Imagine your best friend goes on an amazing trip to Japan and sends you incredible photos and stories. You feel a thrill of excitement for them. You feel like you are almost there with them. This feeling, experiencing something through another person, is called vicarious joy. Let's practice that word. Vicarious. Vicarious. The stress is on that second syllable. Care. Just like precarious, but with a V. Vicarious is an adjective. It describes a feeling or experience that you get by imagining the experiences of another person. You might feel a vicarious thrill watching a scary movie, or vicarious pride when your favorite sports team wins. It's an indirect experience. A simple way to think of it is secondhand or indirect. Money can facilitate these vicarious experiences too. It can allow you to support a cause you believe in and feel the joy of making a difference, even from far away. It allows you to be generous, to buy a thoughtful gift for someone you love, and to share in their happiness when they open it. This is a powerful, often overlooked way that money contributes to our well-being. It allows us to participate in the happiness of others. In our modern world, the opportunities to spend money on things that promise happiness are everywhere. On your phone, on TV, on billboards. Advertisements for the latest gadget, the perfect vacation, the trendiest clothes are absolutely ubiquitous. This is a fantastic word. Ubiquitous. U-bi-qui-tus. Ubiquitous. The stress is on bi. Let's try that again. U-bi-qui-tus. Ubiquitous is an adjective, and it means present, appearing, or found everywhere. A good synonym is everywhere or pervasive. For example, in today's world, smartphones are ubiquitous. You see them everywhere you go. The internet has made information ubiquitous. This ubiquitous nature of consumer culture can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it shows us all the ways we can potentially enrich our lives, but it also creates a pressure, a sense that we always need more to be happy. So, the second pillar of our argument is this. Once survival is secured, money becomes a powerful tool to enrich our lives by providing access to education, experiences, and hobbies. It can even bring us vicarious joy. While we have to be careful of the ubiquitous messages telling us to constantly consume, there is no denying that money unlocks a wider, more vibrant world of experiences that contribute significantly to a happy and fulfilled life. It allows us to move from just surviving to truly thriving. This brings us to a really interesting and critical part of the argument. We've seen how money can pull us out of misery. We've seen how it can build a richer, more interesting life. So does that mean that more money always equals more happiness? If a little money makes you a little happy, does a lot of money make you a lot happy? The answer, surprisingly, is no. There is a point where the happiness you get from each extra dollar starts to shrink. The joy becomes ephemeral. What a beautiful word. Ephemeral. E-fem-er-al. Ephemeral. The stress is on that second syllable. Fem. Ephemeral. Ephemeral is an adjective. It means lasting for a very short time. Think of a soap bubble. It's beautiful and magical for a moment, and then it's gone. Its beauty is ephemeral. Synonyms could be short-lived, fleeting, or transitory. The happiness you get from buying a new t-shirt is often ephemeral. It's exciting for a day or two, but then it just becomes another t-shirt in your closet. This is a concept that psychologists call hedonic adaptation. It's a fancy term for a very human reality. We get used to things. The first time you get a pay raise, it feels amazing. You feel happy and secure. But after a few months, that new salary becomes your new normal. You've adapted. To get that same rush of happiness, you'd need another, bigger raise. The joy from material possessions is particularly ephemeral. That new phone is thrilling when you take it out of the box. 6 months later, it's just a tool you use to check your email. The happiness fades. This leads to a dangerous cycle. We feel the ephemeral joy from a new purchase, and when it fades, we think we need another, bigger purchase to get it back. Our desire for more can become insatiable. Let's learn that word. Insatiable. 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 The stress is right there in the middle on say. Insatiable. Insatiable is an adjective that describes a desire or appetite that is impossible to satisfy. If you have an insatiable hunger, no amount of food will ever make you feel full. A synonym could be unquenchable or voracious. An insatiable desire for wealth means a person will never feel like they have enough money. They will always want more, no matter how much they accumulate. This chase for more, this insatiable desire for the next thing, is often driven by a lifestyle that we could call hedonistic. This word sounds a little academic, but it's very useful. Hedonistic. 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 The main stress is on that third syllable, nis. Hedonistic. Hedonistic is an adjective. It describes a lifestyle or belief that is focused on the pursuit of pleasure and self-indulgence. A hedonistic lifestyle prioritizes feeling good, often through sensory pleasures like expensive food, parties, and luxury goods. The core idea is that pleasure is the most important goal in life. Now, there's nothing wrong with pleasure, but a purely hedonistic approach to life, where you are constantly chasing the next high, often leads to that insatiable desire because pleasure, especially material pleasure, is so ephemeral. This is the third and crucial pillar of our argument. While money is essential for getting out of misery and building a good life, its power to create happiness has diminishing returns. The joy it buys becomes increasingly ephemeral. If we fall into a hedonistic trap, our desires can become insatiable, leading us onto a treadmill where we are always running towards a happiness that we can never quite catch. This is the point where money's ability to buy happiness not only weakens, but can start to work against us. It's the great plateau, the point where we must look for happiness somewhere else. So if the endless pursuit of more money and more things doesn't lead to lasting happiness, what happens when we make it our only goal? This is where we need to acknowledge the other side of the argument, the part where the pursuit of money can become truly negative. The obsession with wealth can have a pernicious effect on our character and our lives. That's a very strong word, pernicious. Let's say it carefully. Pernicious. Pernicious. The stress is on the ni in the middle. Pernicious. Pernicious is an adjective that means having a harmful effect, but often in a gradual, subtle way. It's not like a sudden punch, it's more like a slow poison that you don't notice until the damage is already done. A good synonym would be harmful, damaging, or destructive. A lie can have a pernicious influence on a friendship, slowly eroding trust over time. A pernicious focus on money can make us lose sight of what's truly important. We might start prioritizing work over our family or profit over our principles. It can slowly change our values without us even realizing it. We become so focused on the goal of making money that we don't see the damage we're doing to our relationships or our own well-being along the way. This is because a chase for wealth can make us myopic. Here's another excellent word for your argumentative toolkit: myopic. 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 The stress is on the O, myopic. Myopic is an adjective. Its literal meaning is short-sighted, as in someone who can't see distant objects clearly. But we use it metaphorically to describe someone who lacks imagination, foresight, or a wide perspective. They can only see what's right in front of them, the immediate goal, and they fail to consider the long-term consequences. Synonyms include short-sighted or narrow-minded. A company that pollutes a river to save money is being myopic. They see the short-term profit, but they ignore the long-term environmental damage and the harm to their reputation. When a person becomes myopic about money, they might sacrifice their health, working endless hours and not sleeping enough. They see the extra income, but they don't see the future cost to their body. They might neglect their friendships, always canceling plans to work late. They see the immediate career gain, but they don't see the loneliness that is building up over years. This myopic pursuit isn't just bad for us, it can be corrosive to our very soul. Let's break down that word. Corrosive. 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 The stress is in the middle syllable, ro. Corrosive. Corrosive is an adjective. Its literal meaning refers to something that destroys or damages a material, like how acid is corrosive to metal, eating it away slowly. We use it to describe something that weakens or destroys something else gradually. It's very similar to destructive or damaging, but it implies a slow, eating away process. Constant criticism can have a corrosive effect on a person's self-confidence. Cynicism can be corrosive to a team's spirit. An obsession with money can be corrosive to our character. It can eat away at our empathy, making us see other people as competitors or tools rather than as human beings. It can be corrosive to our integrity, tempting us to cut corners or be dishonest to get ahead. It slowly wears down the best parts of who we are. So this is the fourth key point, the counter-argument that we must acknowledge to have a balanced view. An unchecked, obsessive pursuit of wealth can be pernicious, slowly poisoning our lives in ways we don't immediately see. It can make us myopic, focusing only on short-term gain at the expense of long-term well-being. And ultimately, this obsession can have a corrosive effect, eating away at our relationships, our health, and even our character. This is the dark side of the coin, the proof that the simple equation, more money equals more happiness, is dangerously false. So, where does that leave us? If money is crucial for a baseline of well-being, but its power fades and the pursuit of it can even be harmful, then what is the real source of a happy life? This brings us to the final and perhaps most important part of the argument. The most enduring forms of happiness come from things that money can facilitate, but can never, ever buy. They come from sources that are intangible. Let's learn this word. It's incredibly useful. Intangible. Intangible. The stress is on the second syllable, tan. Intangible. Intangible is an adjective. It means something that you cannot touch or grasp because it doesn't have a physical presence. Love is intangible. Trust is intangible. A sense of purpose is intangible. The opposite of intangible is tangible, something you can touch, like a car or a book. While money is tangible, the deepest forms of happiness are not. Think about the most joyful moments in your life. Perhaps it was laughing so hard with a friend that your stomach hurt, or the feeling of pride after completing a difficult project, or the quiet comfort of being with someone who truly understands you. These are the things that build a truly happy life. Money can give you the time and space to nurture friendships, but it cannot buy the loyalty and trust that makes a friendship real. Money can buy you an education, but it cannot buy the curiosity and passion for learning. The feeling we get from these intangible sources is not fleeting or shallow. It is often profound. Let's say that together. Profound. The stress is on that second part, found. Profound. Profound is an adjective used to describe a state, quality, or emotion that is very great, deep, or intense. It's the opposite of superficial or shallow. You can have a profound sense of peace sitting by the ocean. A great piece of art can have a profound effect on you, changing the way you see the world. It means something that touches you deeply, on a fundamental level. The happiness that comes from strong relationships, from a sense of purpose, from personal growth, this is a profound happiness. It's a deep, stable sense of well-being that doesn't disappear when the novelty of a new purchase wears off. It's the bedrock of a happy life, whereas money is merely the foundation it's built upon. So, when we look back at this entire complex picture, what is the most important takeaway? What is the one thing we need to remember? For me, the most salient points in the money versus happiness debates is this. Money is incredibly important, but its role is to solve the problems that a lack of money creates. It buys freedom from fear. It buys options and opportunities. But it does not buy love. It does not buy purpose, and it does not buy connection. These intangible goods provide a profound sense of well-being that money alone can never touch. So, to structure our final argument, money is a necessary condition for happiness, but not a sufficient one. Its most powerful gift is to alleviate the suffering of a precarious existence. Beyond that, it can enrich our lives with experiences, but we must be wary of its limits, the ephemeral nature of material joy, and the pernicious, corrosive effect of making its pursuit our only goal. The most salient truth is that the most profound happiness comes from intangible sources that lie beyond the reach of any currency. The real skill in life isn't just making money, it's understanding exactly what its true purpose is and when to start looking for happiness elsewhere. Do you agree, or have I missed something crucial? Write your own argument, your own perspective down in the comments so we can all learn from each other. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. If you want to keep improving your English and make this kind of learning a daily habit, I encourage you to listen to our podcast. A little bit of practice every day is the fastest way to become truly fluent. Ultimately, having money means you no longer have to think about money. Having happiness means you no longer have to think about happiness.